Hello everyone. I have gotten a few questions about the Ozempic and how it's actually been turning out. So I just wanted to give you all a quick update on how it's affected me and what's actually going on with me. First off, well, I'm going to go ahead and get off Ozempic. I finished up the 6-week trial of Ozempic, and I've noticed a few slight changes that were not for the positive versus just doing the keto diet itself alone. One of the first things was I noticed that my average blood sugar over a 30-day period had risen from 104 to 109. I know Ozempic is supposed to be one of those drugs out there that's supposed to help lower your blood sugar and lower your A1C, but I think the thing is here is when you're doing keto, you're taking basically almost no carbs already. And with taking in the no carbs, you're doing this to yourself, but now this drug actually slows the actual draining of the stomach. And when it slows the draining of the stomach, it seems to hold on to whatever food you got longer and keeps those blood sugars low, but a low high for a longer period. The second problem that I found with it was that's a big one. The weight loss. 2 weeks into it, I was still losing about 2.5 to 3 pounds a week. You know, the same thing I'd been seeing across the keto diet. But then when I hit week 3 of Ozempic, the weight loss had stopped. And for 1 month, I mean, we went stagnant, basically 1 pound of loss, 1 pound of loss in the whole last 30 days of the 6-week trial of Ozempic. And that there, I'm also thinking, has something to do with the fact that your blood sugars just don't get down that low. And it sort of, I noticed that one of the problems I'm looking at is I think that it keeps you teetering. I haven't been into deep ketosis since probably about week 3 of being on Ozempic. I noticed my ketones seem to be at 0.5, where normally I was always 1.5, 2. I was really deep in ketosis, and I haven't been able to achieve that with this drug. The third thing I've noticed was I do intermittent fasting also, where I do an 18-6, where I fast for 18, 8 for 6, and maybe like 2 to 3 meals in that 6 hour period there. But typically, so when I get done with dinner, I'm done. And I'm done until I get home from work, and then I go back at it, eat whatever. Well, by 10 o'clock, typically, I monitor my blood sugars closely because, of course, being diabetic, you have to. But typically by 10 o'clock, my blood sugars are into the 80s, somewhere between 80 and 89. And one thing I noticed being on Ozempic, it kept getting later and later and later. And now my blood sugars don't get down into the 80s until probably about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So basically, it takes a lot longer to get into that true fasting state. And I think a lot of this also has to do with how slowly the emptying of the stomach takes place. So yeah, there are some very concerning issues when you actually use Ozempic and keto diet. I talked to my doc about it, and he said, this was prescribed to me by my endocrinologist. I talked to my actual GP doc, and he didn't understand why she had put me on this. He said, your A1C is 5.4. That's amazing. Keep out what you're doing. Then he called her, found out, and then he called me back, and he said, yeah, sounds like she put you on this because she put you on this for weight loss, but this is actually not achieving any type of weight loss goals at all. Actually, it's hindering the weight loss. So it's not lowering my A1C. It is not helping with weight loss. So my thing to you guys on this is be very cautious if this is what you're going to be doing for weight loss or control your A1C. I can see how this would work with a normal type 2 diabetic that's not on keto. Because yeah, this type of a drug is great for those people who don't do things to control it themselves. Because it truly did make me feel fuller. But I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, because keto sort of does the same thing too. So feeling full is great, but you still got to get to that point where it empties your stomach out, so you can actually get the low blood sugars. Because let's face it, you and me, we both know the digestion, most of the digestion happens once you get through the stomach. The stomach breaks it down, but the digestion of the nutrients and everything else is actually going to take place once you get past that point. And if this drug is dragging that out, this may not be the drug for weight loss if you have control, and it may not be the drug for type 2 diabetes if you're on keto and go into ketosis. Well, anyways, this is just my 2 cents. Take it for what it's all worth. Once again, not a medical professional. I just do a lot of my own research, and I monitor myself very, very closely. So, till next time.